Hello everyone and welcome to my channel skyriseastro. Thank you for joining me today and I hope you are all doing well. Today we are going to talk about the yearly horoscope for the sign of Sagittarius. So, let's start. Dear Sagittarius, Jupiter will be in Taurus in your sixth house until the 2021 of May of this year. Let's read the motto of your sign: optimism, exploration, and freedom. Jupiter, the planet that we are talking now about, it's about grow and expand. Taurus, the sign that Jupiter is transiting, trust, patience, and sensuality. And finally, what is your sixth house about? It's about establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. Great. So, let's start. This is the transit, dear Sagittarius, that opens up your professional horizons. As a freelancer, you can increase your customers and your productivity. As an employee, you get the opportunity to improve working conditions. But you also get things that make your life easier in your daily activities. For example, a washing machine, an assistant to take care of your home and work life more comfortable. But this particular transit also has another important benefit. This is what you will become more intense and methodical about your health. Sometimes you can prevent some organic problems in the first place, and sometimes you can find the most appropriate treatment if you have already a health problem. Hopefully you don't have. It is also a good time for renting property, building, making a new start in your existential pursuits, and so on. After the 20th of May, dear Sagittarius, uh, Jupiter will move in the sign of Gemini. Let's see what Gemini is about: curiosity, intellect, and networking. In your seventh house, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. And Jupiter will stay in Gemini in the seventh house until the end of 2024. So, the discontent stems from the fact that the seventh house is mostly ruled by the sign of Gemini, in which Jupiter is in weakness. Here, therefore, he may at this time establish relationships which may ultimately prove detrimental to you. You may ask for sympathy, you may want to be sympathetic to someone, and this inclination may turn out to be lacking in seriousness. It's about such incidents that demand your attention. However, with your intelligence, wit, and flexibility, you can make successful deals, sign contracts, agreements, and even marriages. You can also ask for the termination of a partnership, a dispute, perhaps even your cohabitation with another person. But it is also a good time to take part in knowledge, recruitment, or election contests. In legal disputes, you usually have the upper hand over your opponent, although a compromise can be reached. For all this to happen, of course, the seventh house should not be subject to negative influences from other transiting or progressed planets. Let's move now to Saturn, that is still transiting the sign of Pisces for all 2024 in your fourth house. Saturn is about full restrictions, experience struggle, learn hard, work, and patience. Ouch. The sign of Pisces, it's about intimacy, intuition, and compassion. And your fourth house, dear Sagittarius, it's about cultural and family roots, home, peace, and comfort. Nice. So, this is the transit through which you may be forced to experience less than pleasant family situations, for which, in addition to the fact that you may be emotionally exhausted and you may also have to spend money. Probably you have this already experienced during 2023. Financial commitments become even more pressing if you have started some kind of construction, personal business, land development, and so on. But you may also experience the loss of a person to whom you have an emotional attachment, or the loss or end of a source of financial support that you thought would be there for you in the long term. However, it is a good time to develop underground spaces, build hiding places, make enclosure, put up shutters, build tombs, as well to preserve or maintain things. Let's see now Uranus, that like Jupiter is transiting the sign of Taurus, your sixth house always, but Uranus will stay here for all the year. So, when Uranus is mentioned, most people's minds go to change. In this case, it may even be reversal. Of course, the sign of the sixth house should be noted, because if it is Taurus, the cost in terms of effort will be more difficult, because the sign's nature, which is completely opposite to the planet. So it can be quite a difficult time for a freelancer. In fact, if you're a freelancer and you are already in trouble, you may even be locked out. In any case, great care must be taken to avoid unforeseen, unpleasant developments. Innovation is best avoided. In the area of health, it may indicate some chronic problem, especially in the neck and throat area. Neptune, like Saturn, is transiting for all the 2024 the sign of Pisces, always in your fourth house, dear Sagittarius. At first glance, this transit could indicate family entanglements or even property damage. However, these things can happen as well as other beneficial things for you and the rest of your family. This, of course, depends on how you are used to experiencing your fourth house. But now, with the negative side of the transit, you could experience the greatest family and personal disappointments through illness, lies, deception, betrayal, and fraud. And of course, if you are of a calm nature, you will be able to cope with any problems. But if you are weak by nature, then you are in danger of getting lost in your manufactured loneliness, with all its consequences: depression, alcoholism, drugs, or even invoking spirits. On the other hand, the good side of this transit belongs to you in the theurgic, in the divine spiritual sense, for it opens up your intuitive centers. You gain greater sensitivity and the power not to be alienated by matter. You create a world of beauty through prayer and good heartfelt actions. So let's move now to Pluto, that since 2008, for the last 16 years, is transiting in the sign of Capricorn in your second house. Let's read the motto of the card of Pluto: transformation. The sign of Capricorn: ambition, realism, and methodical steps. And finally, your second house. It's about physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. So, uh, Pluto will still transit Capricorn until the 20th of January of 2024, and then again from next September until November. So this is a rather ambiguous transit in terms of its functionality, because it activates you in very different ways. In this case, the second house is ruled by Capricorn. So this means that it will always require careful management, paying particular attention to the periods in which the wealth, in which Pluto form aspects, regardless of whether they are favorable or disharmonious. However, the transit of this combination urges you to be more secure and not to move with money. So you should use better to use cards, checkbooks, and whatever else is used by the masses for your transactions. But there will always be a risk of loss, sabotage, fraud, bad investments, even more so on the stock market, buying and selling commodities that are left as a deposit, and so on. Probably you have experienced some of those things in the last 16 years. Of course, you should be careful in any case, and even more so if you are dealing with pawnbrokers. But if you engage in such activities, you can harden your attitude and accept the harsh behavior also of others. It is also the transit that urges you to search for lost treasures and lost civilization, thus establishing new values in your life through history, religion, and metaphysics in general. So, for these people, it will be a time of rebuilding their economic activities. But those who have worked consciously will be able to prevail, knowing now that they can hope for. Any rash action or illegal activity will only cause panic. Some may feel that they are or can become a powerful force, but if you are not attuned to the instincts of the group, you may be tempted by your own arrogance. In short, this is a transit which, with a good strategy, can lead you to prosperity or conversely to utter poverty. But those who will be dramatically affected will be those who are victims of war or government reforms which will seriously affect your income. Now, this year, from end of January until August, and again from next December and for the next 20 years until 2044, dear Sagittarius, Pluto will move in Aquarius, in your third house. So, the sign of Aquarius is about originality, philanthropy, and progressive imaginings. And the third house, it's about early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. So, this transit took place in the very distant past, in the 17th century. So, you will experience its influence from this year and for the next 20 years. The upside of this energy is that it will encourage people to externalize things that they have kept hidden in their subconscious for years, either as complaints, unspoken desires, or guilt. This will, of course, come to the fore during periods when Pluto forms aspects with other planets. You will also have the ability to appropriate other people's secrets or to exploit them for your own benefit or for that of others. So that's all for 2024, dear Sagittarius. I would love to see your feedback and comments, how you are living this 2024, how these planets are affecting your everyday life. So I'm thank you again for being here. I hope you are well and have a nice day. Bye.